Welcome back to the Traders Network Show, broadcasting worldwide at equities.com. I'm your host, Matt Bird. We're back with Denis Pitcher talking FinTech in Bermuda. So we left off talking about the economic development structure, what's going on. You guys are creating some new framework. Now, what is the trickle down on the actual development as far as jobs, corporations, enlighten us a little bit.
So since we launched our comprehensive regulatory framework, we've had 66 companies incorporate. We've had a lot of interest. It's a good number. I mean, and we're 65,000 people, so we're a very small island, 21 square miles. So that's a substantial number. And we're starting to have those jobs come in now as the companies are going through the process of applying for their.
Are you finding that anybody migrating to Bermuda right now? Companies and human intellectual property migrating into the country?
Absolutely. So one of the requirements of being based in Bermuda is you end up needing to set your headquarters there if you're going to run a digital asset business.
Wow.
Now, if you're going to do digital asset issuance, you don't. But if you want to run your business from Bermuda, especially with the new EU substance rules, you need to have your headquarters and your mind and management on island. So there is actually part of our act a specific requirement for representatives on island.
So can you get into some details about the advantages for digital asset-based companies to be in Bermuda?
Absolutely. We are really set up to be a global intermediary of capital markets and finance.
Right.
So it's really about how do funds flow between countries around the world, especially the emerging markets, developed markets, and how do you do that in a way that can really be beneficial for the companies? So that's been something that's been accessible to the big organizations, but we need to make that more accessible for the average business.
What are you expecting as far as, we're at the beginning of 2019, the next 2 years as far as economic growth, you have any benchmarks that we can gauge the success of some of this stuff?
I don't think you're going to get any predictions out of me, but we are very enthusiastic. We're really trying to drive this space forward. The big component that we're very close to solving is the banking issue. We're actively working hard on that because there are a lot of companies that are just waiting for that solution before they really start ramping up. A lot of potential in the industry.
Well, you're also way ahead on regulation side as far as I can see. I mean, countries are just starting to get their head around how to manage these digital assets, how to manage the economic growth of a decentralized currency, if you will, and how to incorporate them into the centralized currencies and the centralized governments. And I think what we're seeing here in Davos, this is your first time here, but we're seeing the consolidation of a lot of this stuff that is like kind of much needed. A lot of front end use case ideas that really didn't have the enterprise level integration capability. And we're going to see that those front-end ideas consolidate with these back-end engines. And I got to hand it to you guys over Bermuda. There's been very little talk coming out of Bermuda other than some weather issues or whatever it may be. But now you've become a digital tech hub, and you're almost on every topic of the conversation here in Davos. So.
We are a leading offshore jurisdiction for reinsurance, so that sets the foundation and the precedent. And I think what we're really seeing in this industry is the traditional finance people. I worked building trading systems for a number of years. People such as myself who are moving into this industry, and you're seeing the real builders who are recognizing the opportunities in the space as you get away from the hype cycle and people being overzealous in what was possible in a short span of time and starting to look at the longer term time horizon to say, what's really possible? How can we unlock future capital markets, the global capital markets for people around the world?
Well, you know what? I love it. And listen, I'd love to have you back on the show sometime. So, but we got to cut to the commercial break. Everybody, this is Denis Pitcher, Chief Advisor to the Premier of Bermuda. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Forum is brought to you by SALT, providing fintech solutions for digital assets. Visit them at saltlending.com. Special thanks to Russia House and rosscongress.org for hosting our show here in Davos in the World Economic Forum. And a special shout out to Burst IQ for their expert commentary in blockchain and technology.